for y'all another Sabbath day. All right, so we first want to give honor to the Most High God, the great God that keepeth covenants and mercies for them that love him and observe his commandments, and then to his Son, who is our King, our Savior, our Prince, our High Priest, our Apostle, our Master Teacher, whom the Most High used to reconcile us back to himself. So we thank God for his Son, and then everybody that's with us. Sorry, y'all, let me adjust. Everybody that's with us, whether you're elder, mother, brother, sister, children, all right, and those that's watching online through YouTube. As the scripture says, all the partakers of the heavenly calling, we thank God for each and every one. All right, we are at Leviticus 27, Leviticus chapter 27, all right? And this is our final chapter of this book. All right, give me 1 second. All right, we're going to go to Leviticus chapter 27. We don't kind of need to do a recap. Yeah, we don't really need to do a recap. All right. So Leviticus chapter 27, and we read verse 1 and 2, and then we're going to go to the spot after that. So Leviticus chapter 27, 1 and 2.
And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When a man shall make a singular vow, the person shall be for Yahweh by thy estimation.
Sorry about that. So once again, we have what? It says the Lord speaking unto Moses. Okay, so once again, Moses is not coming up with these things. He's not, I think this would be a good idea. The Lord giving him this command, right? So speaking to the children of Israel, this is for the whole nation. When a man shall make a singular vow, the person shall be for the Lord by thy estimation. Okay, so it's going to be done directly with the next couple of verses with the estimation or the pricing you'll have for it. All right, but having a vow, making a vow to the Lord is very, very important, beloved. I don't know how I can express this. Very, very important. All right. It's better not to make a vow, all right, than make a vow and not keep it. Okay. So don't get all of your emotions, start making vows. I promise the Lord this, this, and this, and then you don't follow through. Don't make the vow and set yourself up. All right. Just say, I'll try to do this, blah, blah, blah. But once you say, I'm going to do it, promise the Lord, whatever I'm going to do, then you got to follow through. Okay. All right, let's go to that example, Brother Kai, wherever that's at.
Acts 5. We start at verse 1.
Yeah, you can start at verse 1.
But a certain man named Ananias with Sapphira, his wife, sought a possession and kept back part of the price. His wife also being privy to it, and brought a certain part and laid it at the apostles' feet.
All right. So once again, Ananias, Sapphira, a lot of us probably know this one. All right. So they had an agreement. This backstory. They made agreement. A bunch of believers came together saying, you know what? We're going to sell. Everybody going to sell their possessions, and then we're going to basically get all the money from it, put it in a pot, and we're going to, basically distribute it evenly among everybody. Okay. That's a good, the plan is actually a good thing, right? Good thing. They want to sell, they feeling good. right? And once again, sometimes you'll hear some things, you'll hear maybe a message and it, inspires you, and you'll make some promises that you don't think about, or you ain't really ponder it through. Okay. However, they made the promise, right? Possess it, and we'll give the money for this price. If they didn't want to do it, I want you to understand, beloved. If you didn't want to do it, just don't make the vow. Okay. But they made the vow. We're going to sell it, and we're going to bring all whatever it was worth. We're going to bring it to the basically put it at his feet. All right. So this was the thing. So they kept back part of the price. They brought some stuff there, right? But it wasn't the value that it was sold for. So let's say in our day and age, they sold their house and everything. It was worth they got 300,000 for it. All right. They said, we sold this we got 250,000 for it, and they pocket the rest. All right. All right. So once again, he did it, and the wife was privy to it. Very important. The wife knew, okay, what was done. All right, let's keep going.
But Peter said, Ananias, why had Satan filled thine heart to lie to the Holy Ghost and to keep back part of the price of the land? Whilst it remained, was it not thine own? And after it was sold, was it not in thine own power? Why hast thou conceived this thing in thine heart? Thou hast not lied unto men, but unto God.
Why Satan deceives you? Why did you let Satan get in your heart, in your mind, to keep back part of it? And he told him it was yours. You ain't got to lie. Okay. But since he did that, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
Let's read.
And Ananias hearing these words fell down and gave up the ghost, and great fear came on all them that heard these things.
He died, beloved. All right.
Mm-hmm.
One to cheat, one to deceive, and it cost him his life. But the big point was he made a vow to the Lord and didn't follow through with it. All right, we ain't gonna go to it, that's Ecclesiastes chapter 5. All right. So he took him out, go to verse 7. Go to verse 7.
Come. And it was about the space of 3 hours afterward, when his wife, not knowing what was done, came in.
All right.
And Peter answered unto her, Tell me whether ye sold the land for so much. And she said, Yea, for so much.
So this is why you can be a one accord, and not be a one accord in wickedness, right? So Peter said, Did you do this? Why? Because he's giving her a chance. All right. Now her husband did this, but guess what? The husband's not the picture. So where it goes, beloved, I told you about how the oh man, how do I say it? How the I won't say authority, how it breaks down, but the order goes, right? God, son, right? Man and woman took the man out. So guess where the judgment coming to her? And what? She don't have the man to kind of even be an assurance for anything, right? He's moved out the way.
Okay.
So now it's on her. All right. So she's saying, yeah, that was it. Okay, let's read.
Verse 9. Then Peter said unto her, How is it that ye have agreed together to tempt the Spirit of the Lord? Behold, the feet of them which have buried thy husband are at the door, and shall carry thee out.
And how did he know that they agreed together? Because she agreed with the price that it was sold. They probably thought, man, if you know how if you somebody you about to do something wrong, you gotta accomplish you. All right, so when they come and question us, you gonna say this, I'm gonna say right, so you don't get caught. Guess what? Backfired. I'm sure if she knew her husband was dead, she might have thrown her hands up. But you see how these things catch up to you, beloved. All right. Don't be getting into wickedness with your partners or whoever, friends, whatever. Okay. Cost them both their lives. Right. All right, let's go back. Once again, with any vow, beloved, don't please, I'm expressing enough. Do not make a vow and don't uphold it. All right. Most High does not take light of that. Okay. All right. If anybody got anything, put in the chat, unmute yourself, whatever you got. All right, let's keep going.
Verse 3. And thy estimation shall be of the male from 20 years old, even unto 60 years old. Even thy estimation shall be 50 shekels of silver after the shekel of the sanctuary. And if it be a female, then thy estimation shall be 30 shekels.
Keep going.
And if it be from 5 years old, even unto 20 years old, then thy estimation shall be of the male 20 shekels, and for the female 10 shekels.
So he's giving the pricing and how it goes. With the males, they 50 shekels, and female get this, children get this. All right. So he's breaking it down for everybody. All right. This is how the Most High is valuing it with the nation. Okay. What verse you leave off at?
I'm on verse 6.
All right. Read 6 and 7, and then we'll go somewhere. Yeah, read 6 and 7.
And if it be from a month old, even unto 5 years old, then thy estimation shall be of the male 5 shekels of silver, and for the female thy estimation shall be 3 shekels of silver. And if it be from 60 years old and above, if it be a male, then thy estimation shall be 15 shekels, and for the female 10 shekels.
So he has the value with all these things. Okay. Now let's go to Numbers 18, 16. We just see what the 1 month. Remember we said the 1 month old. What was it at? In verse 6, right? A month old even to 5 years. All right. So a month to 5 years, it should be a male 5 shekels of silver. This is shown in another spot. All right. Let's go to Numbers. Verse 18. All right. Let's start at, oh, we didn't get to that point, but yeah, do 15 and 16 for me, please.
Everything that openeth the matrix in all flesh, which they bring unto Yahweh, whether it be of men or beasts, shall be thine. Nevertheless, the firstborn of man shalt thou surely redeem, and the firstling of unclean beasts shalt thou redeem.
All right. I know the matrix in the Bible, did you? No, that's when I get birthed. All right. Read verse 16, because that gets the part.
And those that are to be redeemed from a month old shalt thou redeem according to thy estimation, for the money of 5 shekels after the shekel of the sanctuary, which is 20 gerahs.
So you see, it got the value. Understand the value because it was already stated. All right. Let's go back to Leviticus. So I said it should be what? 20 shekels. All right. So he's giving some of the values. So people ain't just mixing up all the time. All right. So you got the values for each thing. All right. This is to be once again, you making that estimation for a person. Okay. All right. Let's keep going.
Verse 8. But if he be poorer than thy estimation, then he shall present himself before the priest, and the priest shall value him according to his ability that vowed shall the priest value him. And if it be a beast whereof men bring an offering unto Yahweh, all that any man giveth of such unto Yahweh shall be holy.
All right. Let me go to that. Use verse 8. Then we'll do some read. I ain't gonna precept and stuff. But that verse 8, if they be poor than the estimation, all right, so they don't have enough for it. Have enough for what? What we just went over. So let's say the value of a man, they didn't have the 20 shekels to redeem them, okay? What should we do? And I want to show these points because people be putting it as, the law didn't have no thing with it, everything with the law. If you couldn't do it, you just got wiped out. It didn't matter if you meant well or anything like that. It's not entirely true, okay? It's a good example. Even in the law, it says if you can't do it, because he knows everybody not gonna be able to afford it, right? Then what should they do? He shall present himself before the priest. Okay? And what the priest going to do? The priest shall value him. According to what? His ability, not the priest's ability, according to what? The person that can't afford the ability. That person say, man, I get 20 shekels, and then I ain't have nothing. I'm going to die and everything. Then that's probably the most I know that he's not going to make you do that, and then now you're going to have to just perish. No. You're going to do something that's still going to make value, because the point is, it's still the principle behind it. Don't get caught up on the price, the principle behind it. It's some things about giving to the Lord, understanding what you're doing. These are the things that the Most High wants to teach us. Even times people get caught up on the time. I got to make sure that understand what he's teaching through these things. The giving aspect, the spirit, the charity, it's about the heart. Don't get caught up on just how much it's about the heart. Okay? I'm giving something of me to the Most High. Okay? I want to give them the best. Whatever the best looks different for different people, right? It's going to be different values for different people. You give them your best. Don't worry about your brother and sister best. You give your best. Okay? So you might have somebody that can't afford it, then they go to the priest. Okay? Let's go take Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 17. All right. Do this one a couple times. Is this the right one? Yes. All right. Let's start at verse 8. Let's do verse 8. Okay. So listen to this. This is why even now when I talked about, having the board and all that stuff, having that council, it's the reason why. Not just, oh, I think this would be a good idea. No. Right? Deuteronomy 17 and verse 8.
There arise a matter too hard for thee in judgment, between blood and blood, between plea and plea, between stroke and stroke, being matters of controversy within thy gates. Then shalt thou arise and get thee up into the place which Yahweh thy God shall choose.
Right. So when we look at this, when we look at it now, we know that the Most High, if you get to that righteous place, not just any church, that righteous church and things of that nature, this you can kind of go with this. All right. So what it will do in the spiritual aspect of it is you're going to, right, God's anointed. Everybody's anointed. I'm not arguing that point, right? All of them be anointed, but the ones that the Most High set in the leadership of the what nation. All right. So in our cases, the ones that's in the church. All right. Whatever church you go to, whatever, that leadership. Okay. So it says what? Being matters of controversy within the gates. What does this let us know, beloved? The law, I'm going to say here, the law does not spell everything out. Okay. This is gonna be shocker. The law, even though it's very big, we got all this Bible and everything, it will not spell every single thing out. Okay. This is why when I say we're studying, we're looking at these things, we are picking up the spirit of the book. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when certain people are going to say certain things, well, they didn't have, the tablets and everything, they didn't have this, so that, right? They're going to be breaking certain things, but us that's in the spirit, we're going to get the spirit of God, and we're going to what? Be able to present God's judgment towards it. So there's certain things where they'll come and be like, what about this matter? Is this okay? You go to your leadership, and they should be what? They should be in tune with the spirit, ask the Most High, all right, Most High, show you what to do. It ain't just going to leadership. No, you're going to ones that have been exercised, the discernment been exercised in the New Testament saying, right? So you come that matter, and they're supposed to think, okay, all right, well, we know, okay, if this is outside the law, something that's not explicit in the law, okay, they'll come, put their minds together, asking the spirit to intervene, right, and give them the wisdom for it. Okay, so once again, when somebody asks, and that's why I go to this, being matters of controversy. The law don't technically spell this out. What should we do? Okay, now let's go to verse 9.
And thou shalt come unto the priests, the Levites, and unto the judge, that shall be in those days, and inquire, and they shall shew thee the sentence of judgment.
You should go to the priests, the Levites. We're not Levites.
Uh,
Okay. We'll say we don't know what tribe it is, but we'll say we're not Levites. But it says unto the what? The judge, or it can be the ruler, okay, that shall be in those days, and inquire. So when you're thinking about it, man of God, they're supposed to be what? They're judges. Okay. So that's why you can go do it. And now this is the good, I'm saying the good thing about it. It's an insurance plan, beloved. Because guess what? If you're coming in sincerity, because the Bible don't spell it out, you coming, and I say y'all, some come to me, ask me certain things, come to Kai, other brothers, so and so forth. We give our judgment on things, right? That is where you can be scot-free, even if what? Our judgment wrong. Because you did what you're supposed to do on your behalf. That falls on us. All right? So don't get caught up. Well, no, it was something that was not spelled out in the Bible. You did the right thing and what you're supposed to do. That's what the Bible tells you to do. Now, we dropped the ball. That's on us. But also the Most High can have that mercy, right? And this is where I'm saying that mercy's with the obedience. He can have the mercy because what? We are doing best we can do with what we have. But I don't want to give him the system, but I gotta just show it. You're gonna say, well, I'm going to do it. It ain't nothing. I don't feel like I ain't gonna go to them. I'm just gonna do it my own stuff. And you're wrong. You can't say, well, I just didn't know the Lord. No, because the Lord told you what to do. And I'm saying matters of controversy, beloved. All right, so we know. Okay. So the Bible not going to spell everything out. But this is where you have the leadership. Okay. You bring the matter to them. And then what do? It says, and they shall show thee the sentence of judgment. They're going to tell you, okay, this is the judgment, how it should go. Okay. And I had this recently, somebody said, you know what, this is what I got going on. What should I do about it? Let's go against the Bible. And I went and said, that's a good question. Let me see. All right. Wait and call one of the brothers. What do you think about this? Okay. Bring it to the council. Because there's safety in council. Okay. Not wicked counsel, but righteous counsel. We supposed to be 2 or 3 guys and saying, Lord, help me. What should be your judgment on this? Okay. And they did this with Moses, right? We're not going through all those examples. Okay. Now, verse 10, this is the other part of it.
If thou shalt do according to the sentence which they of that place which Yahweh shall choose, shall shew thee, and thou shalt observe to do according to all that they inform thee.
Thou shalt do according to the sentence. What sentence? The sentence that the leadership gave to that judgment. Okay? And thou shalt do according to the sentence which they that of that place which the Lord God shall choose shall show thee. And thou shalt what? Observe. You shall do it according to all that they inform thee. Okay? This is how we do it. So it's either Levites, we can't say who Levite, but the judges, leadership. Okay? So you bring that matter. What should I do about the leadership? Whoever it is, supposed to consult, Lord, give me the words to say, give me the righteous judgment according to this thing. Whatever they say, that is the judgment. And beloved, that would be the authority that God put in place for that. Meaning, if you say, well, they just said that, well, I'm just going to do whatever I want to do. The Most High is saying you're in violation. You are in sin doing those things. That's why it's very important who your leadership is, beloved. Very important. All right. The Most High does. I don't put it, I just say it's a lot of false teachers and false leadership. There is. But when there's righteous leadership and everything like that, he puts that weight on it. Now, this is not weight. I want to make sure this is very clear. This is not to uproot something that's in the scriptures. This is something that's not clear through the scriptures. Okay? I want to make sure that's very clear. If the Bible say this, thou shalt not kill. Can't come to the leadership saying, what should I do about this judgment? You think I could kill? What about it? and we can't uproot the law. All right, it's for those matters, as some people might say, the gray areas or something like that, something that's not spelt out. You have the leadership, and the spirit is supposed to be on them, right, to be able to guide, and they should have good counsel. Okay, whoever it comes, whatever their counsel is for you, you observe it. That's what he's saying in this. All right. So somebody said, yeah, I gotta see a law where you can. Here you go. Okay. All right. Let's go back to Leviticus. This is why we gotta even be careful. And I say righteous leadership because I'm definitely not foolish to think it's only one place that has truth in it. All right. A lot of falsehood. There's a lot of places that have truth around as well. All right. So this is why this is one of those examples where sometimes two people can be in two different places, right? And it might be a matter, excuse me, it might be a matter, right, that is in the law, and it's like, oh man, I don't know which way. And somebody might have their leadership that guides them and say, this is how I believe this matter is. And the other person doing it, I'm not talking about clear scriptures, but I'm talking about something that's not clear through the scriptures. And both parties, the party that's going to their leadership, means subject to their leadership, they are in line with the scriptures. They're good. Okay. If it's something very detrimental, that will fall under that leadership. Okay. Now, if you got a false leader, don't even worry about none of this stuff because it don't matter. You just get out of there. But if you have somebody that's righteous, teaching the commandments, all those kind of things, they're the anointed, appointed of the Most High God, and all those kind of things, you believe that, then yes, this will fall for them. If it's matters that are not clear. Okay. All right. Let's go back to Leviticus. All right. Anybody got any questions or anything with that? Oh, we keep going. I'm sorry. Brother, I didn't even say nothing. All right. So we go back to Leviticus chapter 27. Leviticus chapter 27. And that was for, what part did I read that for? Oh, that was for verse 8. All right. So that's how we'll know the amount. So this is where the priest would have his discretion on what it would be. But of course, he should be of the Most High God. That means he will be fair with it. Okay. If they can only afford the 2 shekels, you'll say, all right, that person get 2 shekels. Somebody might come in, might say, all right, it might be 7 shekels for that person. Okay. It's up to his discretion, but this is still according to the what? Law. All right. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Right. We have Leviticus chapter 27, and we're gonna start, I think, verse 9. You might leave off at verse 9. Oh, he might step away. All right. So Leviticus 27, read from verse 9. Oh, you back, Brother God? Let's see y'all from mute now.
Come.
Okay.
And if it be a beast, whereof men bring an offering unto Yahweh, all that any man giveth of such unto Yahweh shall be holy. He shall not alter it, nor change it, a good for a bad, or a bad for a good. And if he shall at all change beast for beast, then it and the exchange thereof shall be holy.
All right. So once again, talking about the beast, we should know what beasts can be offered. All right. You can't just throw anything on there. All right. But if you offer, I'm saying definitely for sacrifice, you know there's only certain beasts that can be offered. Okay. But basically, when you bring it, it should be holy. So he's saying when this thing dealing with holy, you give it its holy thing. He's saying, nah, don't just be exchanging it. Right. Oh, I know I gave you this, but I want to switch it up for this. Right. He's saying, nah, it should be holy. All right. So leave it alone. Let's keep going because you're going to see some other stuff with this.
And if it be any unclean beast of which they do not offer a sacrifice unto Yahweh, then he shall present the beast before the priest, and the priest shall value it, whether it be good or bad, as thou valuest it. Who art the priest, so shall it be.
So the unclean beast, and what is specified right after unclean beast, which they do not offer a sacrifice to Yahweh. All right. So there's a beast you do not offer a sacrifice unto Yahweh. However, every beast, and this is something that goes around, I want everybody to understand. It's not saying that a beast that is unclean is bad, right? Or is just unholy, is unrighteous, is wicked, is evil. That is not what the scripture says. When it's talking about clean, unclean, it's talking about to what? Receive. Okay? So when you're dealing with sacrifice, dealing with our eating, we can't receive the ones that's unclean. That's for the consumption. The context is the consumption of it. All right? We deal with the altar. The unclean, you will not bring it and put it on our altar to offer up to the Most High. So he's talking in that perspective. But there were animals that are not clean that are very useful, beloved. Okay? That we had. Okay? A horse, unclean, but it's very useful when you're trying to go from a long journey. I mean, you want to ride your little lamb, go ahead and ride your little lamb. Okay? Every creature of God is good. Genesis says every creature is good. We're talking about the purpose of them. Okay? The pig, the swine, it is good for its purpose. It is good at cleaning up, disposing of things. A lot of the animals will die, the things that the pig can eat up and clean up. I mean, they be throwing human bodies in there and it'll eat it up. And poison stick, it'll eat, right? It also, which I learned later, because I'm a little geeky when it comes to animals, that they actually, right, can restore a barren land with certain things. I'm not saying all of them, right? But you put them in a certain spot, and some because they're so messy, they grind it up, right? And there's some seeds and stuff that's down in the earth, right? That sometimes don't come out and blossom. But pigs have a way of aggravating the soil that can now, it can basically bring the land back. All right. So we're not saying any animal is bad. No, they're all good for its purpose. They all have their assignment. We just talk about the consumption and the things we offer to the Most High. There's certain ones that's clean, that means acceptable. Okay. And there's certain ones that he don't accept. That's it. That's just a little side conversation. All right, Brother Kai. What verse was that we left off at?
We left off at 11.
All right.
No, 12.
Value be bad or good.
12, yes.
Yeah. So the priest is what? Value it. The priest is going to judge it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's keep going.
Okay. But if he will at all redeem it, then he shall add a fifth part thereof unto thy estimation. And when a man shall sanctify his house to be holy unto Yahweh, then the priest shall estimate it, whether it be good or bad, as the priest shall estimate it, so shall it stand.
All right. So once again, the priest is having that say on the price of it. So this is why I say, we talk about the priests and Levites, they had a lot of things they were doing. Right, they were judging. They had to go out there and basically be doctors, see who's clean, who's not clean. Right, they go and give the estimations for it. So you see, they have a lot of functions they was doing. Okay, and then we see the fifth part. The fifth part was what? When you're trying to redeem it, okay, trying to get it back or whatever, you will add a fifth part, which would be 20% basically. Okay, so that's if you're trying to redeem it. Okay, you add that 20% on there. All right, let's keep going.
And if he that sanctify it will redeem his house, then he shall add the fifth part of the money of thy estimation unto it, and it shall be his. And if a man shall sanctify unto Yahweh some part of a field of his possession, then thy estimation shall be according to the seed thereof. An omer of barley seed shall be valued at 50 shekels of silver.
All right. So when you look at this, beloved, we should be, remember, I think it's the last chapter, we talked about that, the redeeming and all that kind of stuff, right? The year jubilee and things of that nature. So you see the aspect of the redeeming. You can redeem it, but it's going to cost you. Okay. So hold on real quick. All right. So we do see the redemption about that. So we see the redemption part. The only thing is he's saying you got to add a fifth part to it. All right. You have to add that fifth part to it. So you have to add that 20%. So you got to make sure it's worth it. So, and once again, this is It's fair because, right, you give something to somebody, right, and they, now it's like, oh, we gotta get it back. But I probably got comfortable, I probably did things to it. So he's putting that 20% because I don't want to say inconvenience fee, but sometimes it could be that, right? So he added, and that's the price he had. Right now, if you have some wicked priests and they ain't going to go by the law, they might try to put more money and stuff in it. But how law is, it was just the 20% added to it. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's run through this.
And if he sanctify his field from the year of Jubilee, according to thy estimation, it shall stand. But if he sanctify his field after the Jubilee, then the priest shall reckon unto him the money according to the years that remain, even unto the year of Jubilee, and it shall be abated from thy estimation.
All right, so they have to they have to look at the value where it was. Remember the year of Jubilee, you can almost redeem anything, but remember certain things, like if it's within the wall city, you got a year to do it, or you lose it, or this and that, there's certain rules. But basically, the priest will have to go and value it. Now, if it's after the year of Jubilee, he's saying they have to calculate it from there. All right, so they basically come up with the calculations to make sure it's right and fair value and all that kind of stuff. All right, because you know how people get. When you're trying to get rid of, or you try to, you don't want to give something away, you can push the value all the way up to discourage, so the priests were in there, and there's certain judgments they have to do. All right, let's keep going.
And if he that sanctified the field will in any wise redeem it, then he shall add the fifth part of the money of thy estimation unto it, and that shall be assured to him. And if he would not redeem the field, or if he have sold the field to another man, it shall not be redeemed anymore.
Yeah, it's just more laws on the whole thing. We kind of touched with some of it, but he just giving you certain details about it. Okay, let's keep going.
But the field, when it goeth out in the Jubilee, shall be holy unto Yahweh, as a field devoted. The possession thereof shall be the priest. And if a man sanctify unto Yahweh a field which he hath brought, which is not of the fields of his possession, then the priest shall reckon unto him the worth of thy estimation, even unto the year of Jubilee, and he shall give thy estimation in that day as a holy thing unto Yahweh.
If nobody got anything, we're just going to keep going. I got another spot, so I'm sure I don't go too far.
In the year of Jubilee, the field shall return unto him of whom it was brought, even to him to whom the possession of the land did belong. And all thy estimation shall be according to the shekel of the sanctuary. 20 gerahs shall be the shekel.
Yeah, you'll see that even in certain spots. Some things we read, some things you'll see in the future about the shekels, and there were certain things we had to give besides just offerings. Like some people just think it's all about the sacrifices, but they even had like temple tax and stuff like that as well. Okay, or you dedicate your first, the male, you give this amount of money and everything. So they had their certain things that we did have. If you want to know, one of them was with Christ when they came to him. I believe that was a temple tax. Okay, so but just side information, just so you might not even knew certain things they were doing, but it's in the law, so they were within their rights to do it. Okay, let's keep going.
Only the firstling of beasts, which shall be Yahweh's firstling, no man shall sanctify it, whether it be ox or sheep, it is Yahweh's. And if it be an unclean beast, then he shall redeem it according to thy estimation, and shall add a fifth part of it thereto. And if it be not redeemed, then it shall be sold according to thy estimation.
All right. So the clean ones, right? And we went to the spot earlier, right? But the clean beasts, when they open the matrix, those is to the Lord. He gets the first, he gets the best. All right. Once again, we should know the correlation between getting the first, he's giving the best. He did the same thing for us. All right. We used the first and he gave us the best. Okay. So some of this stuff is still nice. If you can see it, poetic almost. Okay, so he's showing once again. He's showing the lesson behind it. Can't set that apart. Don't. That goes to the Most High. Okay. Now the unclean beast. Okay, something different. Right. First of all, he's not taking the unclean in the way that gives them the cleaning. So the unclean, he's saying you can redeem those. So if you're going to redeem it, all right, you want it back. Guess what? You had to pay a fifth part to it. All right, 20% added on to it. Right, so if you really want it, the value went up 20%. Okay. You read 28?
No.
Let's read 28.
Right. Yeah, go. Notwithstanding, no devoted thing that a man shall devote unto Yahweh of all that he have, both of man and beast, and of the field of his possession shall be sold or redeemed. Every devoted thing is the most holy unto Yahweh.
All right. So we're gonna go to Judges chapter 11. Okay. So just reading this again, notwithstanding, no devoted thing that a man shall devote unto Yahweh of all that he have, both of man and beast, and of the field of his possession shall be sold or redeemed. Every devoted thing is most holy unto him. All right. So I want to show you an example of when a person, all right, it's devoted. Okay. So this will hopefully, I'll say kill two birds, one stone, as they say. All right, get 2 points about vows and also teaching us about offering things to the Lord. Okay. What did I say? Judges 11. Judges 11. Right? We're not going to go through the whole story. Okay. Matter of fact, read verse 1, and then we're going to jump all the way down to like 30.
Now Jephthah the Gileadite was a mighty man of valor. He was the son of Anhardith, and Gilead begot Jephthah.
All right. Jephthah guy, and basically they go on to war. We're going to skip through all this. If you want to go to your own time, look at it. We're not going to do it right now. Let's go down to verse. Go to verse 29. No. Just go to 30. Let's go to the point. Let's go to verse 30. We got this.
And Jephthah vowed unto Yahweh, and said, If thou shalt without fail deliver the children of Ammon into my hands, then it shall be that whatsoever cometh forth of the doors of my house to meet me when I return in peace from the children of Ammon, surely shall be Yahweh's, and I will offer it up for a burnt offering.
All right. So do y'all see what's happening, beloved? Jephthah vowed a vow. Okay. What was the vow that he made? Anybody catch it? What was the vow that Jephthah made?
The burnt offering.
All right. So look at that verse 31. It shall be that whatsoever cometh forth of the doors of my house to meet me, when I return in peace from the children of Ammon, shall surely be the Lord's, and I will offer it up for a burnt offering. What do you think he's having in his mind? What do you think he's thinking when he's saying this vow? What do you think he has in mind to offer up? So we deal with burnt offering, beloved. We know it got to be some cattle or something, right? He probably think when I come home, if you know anything about, animal stuff like that, right? They're the things that meet you first. So either I'm coming from battle, the first thing that meet me, I don't care what the first lamb, sheep thing that meet me, I'm gonna offer it up to you. Because listen, Most High gave me the victory. This is a light thing. I don't care what animal it is, it ain't worth, it's worth this victory. Okay. But we're gonna learn something from this. All right. We're gonna learn something from this. Let's keep going. Verse 32.
And he smote them from Ariah, even till thou come to Minnith, even 20 cities and unto the plain of the vineyards, with a very great slaughter. Thus the children of Ammon were subdued before the children of Israel.
I'm sorry. So we got him what? He won the battle, right? Got the running. He made a vow. Lord, if you give me this victory, the first thing that come out my house to greet me, I'm going to offer it to you. All right. So the Most High, he made that vow. What happened, beloved? We got to make sure we follow through. So the Most High, let him win the battle. So let's read.
And Jephthah came to Mizpah unto his house, and behold, his daughter came out to meet him with the timbrels and with dances, and she was his only child. Besides her, he had neither son nor daughter.
So his daughter meets him, beloved. His only daughter, his only child meets him. Read the first part of 35.
And it came to pass, when he saw her, that he rent his clothes.
Read the next part.
And said, At last, my daughter, thou hast brought me very low, and thou art one of them that trouble me.
Why
For I
y'all
have
think
opened my mouth.
hold on real quick. Good. So why do y'all think he's sad to see his daughter?
Because he know the vow that he vowed to the Most High.
He said, whatever greets me. What should he have said, beloved? You should learn something. What should he have said? Hindsight is always 20/20, I know. But what y'all think would have made this better for him? Would y'all say this?
Said nothing at all.
Say nothing at all, or say what you like. If you had in your mind, because of course he wasn't thinking his daughter's going to meet him. If you're thinking, I'm going to offer the animal, say that. Say the first beast that comes to me, I'll offer to you, right? Don't just throw it out general language. Okay? So you have to be very mindful of that. You want to be specific. Like I said, sometimes we feel like, Lord, you give me the victory, you give me the job. Oh my God, I'm going to be an hour, 3 hours early every time the class. I'm be staying late. I'm just going to give $500 every time to you because you just been so good. I didn't have it. See, you can be up in his emotions. We got to be mindful. You can be feeling good, all this stuff, and you'll say anything. And then reality hits you. He gets you that, and you're like, oh, I could use this for this. I'm busy. But you made the vow. You can just say what you want to do. He ain't twist your arm to make it. Don't you make a vow that's going to what? Constrain you, and now I can't uphold that. Okay? It's better, like the sis said, you don't have to say nothing at all. Or you can make a vow that you know you can follow through with it. Lord, I'm going to do my best to give you more or whatever. You can do something like that. Okay? But he should have specified it as in like an animal and everything. But of course, Most High knew it, but this is a learning lesson for us. Okay? So I try to be very careful. Anytime I'm making a vow to the Lord, I don't even try to make a practice of making a vow to the Lord. But if you're making something right, make sure you can follow through with it. Okay? And this is another example, like, see, he's the dad, right? So there's no check, I always say insurance policy, but there's no one like remove that vow. If this is the mother saying this and the dad heard it, we had that Deuteronomy 30, whatever, that would say, no, you can disannul that, right? But when he said it, stamped. Can't turn back. All right. All right, finish that, Brother Kai, verse, what that, 35, finish that.
I have opened my mouth unto Yahweh. I cannot go back.
Mm-hmm. Now, see, for
she said
hold on real quick. For other people, we think we can go back on it. Well, I know I said that, but I didn't say it out loud. Well, God probably did, right? We're going to play all that mind game and get ourselves in worse trouble, right? But he knew, I made a vow, right? I opened my mouth. I made that vow. Yeah, I can't go back. See, we think because the conditions change in our life that now it gives an excuse to break the vow that we gave. Nope. You say you're going to serve God, it doesn't matter whether you're employed, not employed. Whether you got busy doing this or not. No, no, no. When you make that vow, you got to follow through with it. Okay? So how the Most High, he takes our words very serious. Okay, a vow it's soul binding. Okay, so be very mindful. Now, if you did it ignorance, you already broke. You can repent. Now this you repent. Sorry, you know what I mean. But don't get in the practice of making vows, and definitely don't get in the practice of breaking it. What you got, sis?
Time, and not just getting in the habit of breaking the vow with our words, but also with our actions. An example of that is in Joshua 7.
Yeah.
And we don't have to go there. I mean, we can. I mean, it's the Sabbath, but when they defeated at Ai and Akan sin, and they had that gold, that was an accursed thing. It wasn't devoted to the Most High. It was a cursed thing that they was hiding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was a action, not just our words as well.
Yeah.
In that example.
Yeah, we see examples of it. Okay. So beloved, be very careful, be very mindful. We want to give to the Most High. Okay. If you want to do it, just do it. Okay. You don't want to just bind yourself. Okay. Don't bind. When I'm saying bind yourself, don't throw a burden that you're not able to follow through with. Okay. It's worse than making it. All right. So just be mindful of that. Okay. I know you feel good, all those kind of things, and sometimes you want to say certain things, and I get it, right? When you feel I'm gonna go do whatever, right? And that's a good, spirit to have. But you just don't make a vow from it. Okay. It's good to say, I'm gonna do what I can do, the best I can do with it, whatever. Because then if you don't do it, no harm. Okay. All right. Okay, that was the point. Y'all need to see the aftermath. But yes, he did give his daughter up to the Most High. She didn't get killed or anything. I think she just did the service, like in the church and everything. All right, but that changed her life too. Yeah, think about it. Not just to make that vow hurt him, right? But also her. I think she was a virgin and everything, and I don't think she could get she could have a man either. Right. But regardless, this is why it's so important for us, us men. That's why I say men talking about being leaders, they got to be informed. They got to know these kind of things. Very serious business. And sisters got to know these things. All right. Because you can make a vow, and just because it says when your husband there to hear, but you making vows judgment in here, ain't like the Most High just excusing it. He'll hold that to you too. Okay. So this is where we want to make sure we have that information. The husband's a good insurance plan, but he might not always hear it. Okay. So make sure we're doing this thing right. Okay, let's go back to Leviticus chapter 27. Okay, we can kind of finish it up. What verse? I'm sorry, right? Every time I come back, I mess it up. I think 29. I think 28 sold or redeemed. Yeah, I think I was just making an example. So verse 29, you can finish it up to verse 34.
None devoted, which shall be devoted of men, shall be redeemed, but shall surely be put to death. And all the tithe of the land, whether of the seed of the land or of the fruit of the tree, is Yahweh's. It is holy unto Yahweh. And if a man will at all redeem all of his tithes, he shall add thereunto the fifth part thereof. And concerning the tithe of the herd or of the flock, even of whatsoever passeth under the rod, the tenth shall be holy unto Yahweh. He shall not search whether it be good or bad, neither shall he change it. And if he change it at all, then both it and the change thereof shall be holy. It shall not be redeemed. These are the commandments which Yahweh commanded Moses for the children of Israel at Mount Sinai.
Right? So we're going to tithe, and remember, tithes is dealing with what? That 10%. And that's was a reflection of what? Give the best. I guess you put it there. Why he chose 10%? Can only assume a lot of times when you see 10, it's dealing with like that completion, that judgment, that those things like that. So maybe he grabbed it from there. All right. But once again, we see the importance of it. Okay. So when they went to the land, that was his land. And listen, he giving them that land, right? And Moses said, "This is my land. I'm giving it to y'all. I just want 10% of it." Okay. And just that principle, right? I'm giving, Most High gives us everything we have. Give something back to him. Okay. Like I always tell you, don't just think monetary. All right. 10% of your time. And I'm just using the percentages to make it kind of visual, I guess, right? Just give them the best of certain things. Don't just always give the Most High leftovers. All right. While I'm up and awake and alert, right? I'm gonna do everything I want to do, and then I'm getting tired, or I got like 5 minutes before I get. Now I want to read the Bible. Okay, don't give them just the bare minimum of everything. Okay, that's why I said tithes ain't just no money thing. It's everything, right? Do you put the Most High first in all your thoughts and all your ways? Right? When you're driving, do you do your prayer before you leave? Saying, "Lord, keep me." Right? Do you acknowledge him in all your ways? All right. This is what the principle he's trying to show us. Okay. Put me first. Think of me first. How would I feel about it first? Okay. Just trying to get back to putting God first. Okay. All right. Beloved, and I love that verse 34. These are the commandments which what? Yahweh commanded Moses for the children of Israel in Mount Sinai. All right. So he just didn't get the 10 commandments. All right. All these things he was getting up there. So I want to make those kind of points, beloved, when we read it. Okay. Because sometimes you're going to run across that. Okay. You're going to run across those kind of things. Oh, the 10 Commandments, they're the important ones, right? Just the 10 Commandments are the important ones. The other ones, they almost put like God really had the 10 Commandments, even though they still ignore those, right? But the other ones are just kind of, they're like optional things that would, no. The Lord commanded Moses for the children of Israel in Mount Sinai. He was given these kind of things in Mount Sinai. Okay? This is why we was getting hit and cursed and all that stuff. Some of the big things we could keep. Some of these things get a little slick with. Some of the priests, when they were being wicked, guess what they were doing? They were cheating people with this kind of stuff. Right? I understand this. When leadership is doing wicked, they will be perverting these laws. It made it hard for everybody. And I think there's a scripture dealing with that. When the righteous are in rule, like people at peace, and when the wicked in rule, don't quote me on it, but I'm paraphrasing. This is the kind of stuff. And we seen it what? When Yahushua came on the scene, Christ said what? Y'all have what? Made this. It's supposed to be a house of prayer for all. Y'all made it a den of thieves. Why would he say a den of thieves? A place where thievery is happening. Robbing the people. Why do you think they'd be robbing the people? How would they be robbing the people? Probably because people come to Jerusalem because it's the place you got to go. So it's like a monopoly. We have to go there, go to the temple and offer these things up. We got to offer these animals and things up. But let's say I'm coming from afar. I can't bring all my sheep or this stuff. I'm grabbing money and saying, you know what? Because that's law. If it's too far from you, exchange it for money. So let's say the value that I got for my sheep here was, I'm putting today's term, let's say I got $1,000, right? Couldn't bring all the sheep, so I got $1,000. I'm bringing that there. Then I go there and try to buy it, and guess what? I know you want to get right. All right. I know you got that for 1,000 there, but around here, 1,500. Okay. You see that kind of stuff when you go into these sport outings and stuff like that, and going to concerts or wherever it is. We went to the Disney on Ice one time, right? And when you go in the arena, what they do? Shoot those prices up. You ain't going back home. You ain't going nowhere. right? And that's how we treat the people. And people, what? They'll start to resent the Most High, because that's how they look at it, trying to do the things of God, and look what's happening, right? It becomes a burden. So this is where, it's so important that we learn these things, beloved, because first of all, it shouldn't be a burden, people. It shouldn't be a thing that they regret. It's supposed to be a beautiful thing when done correctly. The sad thing is the world is only seeing the perverseness of the laws and the commandments. They see the cheating and all those things of going against it. People have said this is the Bible, but no, it's man. And when man taints it and man get in and start doing their own little thing, this is where sin starts to breed and spread like wildfire. Okay? Well, the Spirit of the Most High want to keep the integrity of the scriptures together. Okay? All right, beloved. That is it. All right. That is chapter 27. All right. That is chapter 27. We are officially done the book of Leviticus. All right. We're officially done another book. So all praises, all praises. All right. So those that are watching online through YouTube, I say Ayana Haba Thumb, which means